Ata to bhaktim vyakyasyamaha. Now, let's talk about bhakti. That's how the text opens. Now we're going to talk about devotion. Its nature, its rupa, is parama prema, the highest love. Sa tu asmin, for that one. The highest love for that one. So I didn't know how to translate that one in any better, because I wanted to keep it open. You know, you could say him, or you could say her, or you could say him and her, or you could say, something else. But this one keeps it open. That one means the sacred. That locus of the sacred in your life. So that's what he's defining as these sutras do, right? The Yoga Sutra sort of starts the same way. It says, let's talk about yoga. And then the first thing he says in the Yoga Sutra is, yoga chitta vritti nirodha, right? Let's define our terms. Yoga is the cessation of the turnings of the mind. So he's doing the same thing here. Bhakti has as its nature, as its rupa, as its form, the parama prema, the highest love there is. So here's something you might want to contemplate. The love for the divine, the love for the sacred, is the highest form of love in the sense that all other love is versions of it. All other love is versions for the highest love. So the ordinary love that you have towards a partner, the love that you have for Ben & Jerry's ice cream, the love that you have for your job, all these kinds of loves these forms of love are just lesser versions of the highest love, which is the love of the divine. We say in the Tibetan esoteric traditions, we say that there is a way to use desire, which is very close to love, this kind of love, to use desire to achieve the highest desire. So all of our desires, you could say, are forms of the highest desire. The highest desire is to reach perfect happiness. The highest desire is to become the divine, to reach the divine. And all love is like that too. All love is the love for the divine, ultimately. And that's cool. That's a way then to start transforming your daily life into a sacred life. Because, I do love I love Ben & Jerry's ice cream. So well, I don't really love it. I like it a lot. No, I mean, whatever, right? Whatever it is that you're attracted to. The thing behind the attraction is the attraction to the highest thing. See? The thing behind all attraction is the attraction to the highest thing. If it is true that our whole lives are just the attempt to be happy, everything in our lives is driven by the need, by the desire for happiness, then ultimately the highest form of desire is the highest form of happiness, is the desire for the highest form of happiness. So that's very, very interesting. He's going to play with this in the text a little bit. The idea that all of life can be transformed by love. I guess the Beatles said that a while ago, didn't they? All you need is love. All you need is love. In the sense that if you understand it right, you see, if you understand it right, if you take yourself out of it, because also the highest form of love is selfless love. The love for the divine is not, the divine's really going to like me love. You know what I mean? If I can really get on the divine's right side, then they'll really prop up my ego. Right? It's selfless. You're giving yourself up to the divine. You're getting yourself out of the way. So all love is a version of the supreme love. All desire is a desire for enlightenment, and the supreme love, or the love for, or the desire for enlightenment, is the ability to get yourself out of the way and start seeing the divine in everything. Seeing the divine in everything. We are unable at present to see the divine in everything because it's we who are seeing. See, the subjective apparatus is busted. It's impure. It's like those air conditioning filters that got too much dust on them, and they don't work right. So if you clean the filter, then you can start seeing the divine. But you got to get you out of the way. So that's what it means here. Parama, prema, is the selfless love. Highest love is selfless love. Amrita svarupa. And its essence, its very essence, swarupa, its very self-form, very essence, is amrita, immortality, the nectar of immortality. In other words, when you get beyond your mortal self, you're left with amrita. When you trade in the suffering shmuck you for the higher self you get amrita. Am means not in Sanskrit. Mrita means death. It comes into English in mortality, stuff like words like that. And is just the negative prefix, amrita, the deathlessness. So to move from the human to the divine, from the finite to the infinite, right? To become amrita. When one obtains this, a person becomes siddha, perfect, immortal, amrita, and tripta means content. Content. In other words, when one achieves the goal of devotion, there's nothing more to do. There's nothing more to accomplish. There's nothing more to become. Tripta. You're Jake. Everything's Jake. You don't know that expression, I guess. Everything's aces. There's nothing more to do. Jake is an old sort of film noir term that they used in 1947 or something. Yeah. This is we'll also come across verses in this text that say devotion or this kind of highest love is its own reward. You could say it's kind of like instant karma. By practicing it, you are it. By practicing it, you achieve the selflessness that you are trying to achieve. By the very love that you're practicing to achieve that selflessness. Because this is kind of what love is. Love is by nature selfless. You see, so if you're practicing, and so first of all, we got to get clear on what love isn't about what somebody else is going to do for you. Okay? That's not love. That's a marketing ploy on the part of Hallmark cards or something, you know. I love you. Don't ever leave me. You're mine. See? That kind of love isn't real love. Real love is getting yourself out of the way and becoming the servant of someone else or something else, you see. Of devoting yourself to their happiness, to their interests. So when you're doing that, you have achieved the goal in the sense that you are not you anymore. The problem here, in case you didn't know, is you. The problem is you. Say your name to yourself. That you. That you is the problem. That you will never be happy. That you will never achieve enlightenment. That you will not go into perfection. Because that you is defined as imperfect. That you see. So if you're going to achieve the perfection that you are striving for, you've got to stop being you and be somebody else. You will be happy when you stop being unhappy you and start being happy you. And happy you isn't unhappy you. Those are different yous. You see what I mean? So another way of thinking about Guru Yoga is you're trading in your old personality for a new one. You're first of all projecting a perfect personality outside of you, a perfect being outside of you, which is coming from who? Where else could it be coming from but you? And saying, I want to be that one. I want to be that me. Instead of the suffering schmuck me that I think I am. See? And then you can be tripta. And until then you're not going to be tripta. You're not going to be tripta as you. See, you say your name to yourself is atripta. Is never content with anything. See? Is never even content with being you. How can you be a tripta person when you're not even content with being you? And maybe you shouldn't be content with being you. You strive for something higher than you. Upon attaining this, one desires nothing more at all. Finished. One desires nothing more at all. One does not grieve, nor hate, nor lust, nor does one strive for anything else. You see, not uptight, no stress, no anxiety, no striving for anything, no wanting to become anything else. You're relaxed. You become totally relaxed. Right? When what? When you stop being you and become somebody else. When you become a happy person. When you become a person with devotion. When you've turned yourself over to the higher parama, prema, to the highest love. then you're just chillaxed all the time. Happy. Don't grieve, no hate, no lust, no striving for anything else, no uptight, no mental afflictions, we say. No mental afflictions, nothing that's compromising happiness.